Going on YouTube. Kind of bored this evening. Figured I would go and test out my NACS Tesla adapter. This one was supplied to me by Ford because I was a Mach-E owner. I had placed my order before trading in my Mach-E towards this Rivian. So we figure we'll go give that a try. The magic dock that some of the stations have, some of the Supercharger stations have, which have the adapter built directly into it. This adapter is essentially the exact same piece of equipment that is built into those docks. So it's made by Tesla, but supplied by Ford. I will eventually get one from Rivian, but whereas I just got my build recently, I don't know where I fall in line as far as getting one from them. I did get an email saying I could reserve one. Reserved it. I'll wait until it comes. I'm not in any desperate need for one of these. I don't do a lot of road trips. And if you watch my last video, you'll see that I made it all the way from New Hampshire to Philadelphia and back. I did use a Tesla station that had a magic dock built into it. So this would be my first time using the actual adapter itself. So I figured while I'm on this ride, might as well maybe voice my opinion on my thoughts on the recently announced Generation 2 Rivians for model year 2025 and going forward. Do I have buyer's remorse from buying a Generation 1? I can get into that. So for me, little background. In 2021, I purchased my first electric vehicle, that being the Mustang Mach-E. Was very excited to finally make the switch over to electric vehicles. Really like the look and the style of the Mach-E over the Tesla, because at the time there weren't a lot of options. If you were going to go electric, you were going to go either Tesla, and that was it. So when the Mach-E came out, I went and looked at it, drove it, really enjoyed it, decided to buy it, and the market was crazy at that point. So that was still under the old tax credit rules. So I was able to get one of their standard range select model, which is the entry-level model, but it had the technology package built in. So it had essentially everything a premium had except for no glass roof, which glass roofs aren't anything important to me. So bought that, got the tax credit, decided the market was crazy enough, values were stupid high, so I traded that in, didn't lose any money, made everything back that I'd spent on that vehicle, and then bought another one. This time I bought the Mustang Mach-E with the extended range being the premium version, and took an additional tax credit. So for me, it was like a free upgrade. But all the while, news around Rivian was coming up, and I've been following them for a while. I was very excited by their vehicles. Decided to place my order for one of these. I'd put money down on a Ford F-150 Lightning. I'd put money down on the Rivian R1S. I'd put money down on a Cybertruck. As the market started getting a little crazy, realized I didn't need a pickup truck, canceled my order for the F-150. Steel prices were crazy, so I knew Tesla was not going to be able to maintain the price point that they had put on display when they first launched that Cybertruck, and canceled the Cybertruck order. All the while I kept my Rivian order. And then the market started getting a little squirrely. Tesla was dropping prices, Ford was adjusting their prices, interest rates are going through the roof, and Rivian also increased their price. What Rivian did, while they didn't have to, I will argue that they did have to save face, but they said anyone with a pre-order, we will honor your pre-order configuration price. So I said, all right, cool. I'll hold on to my pre-order and see what happens. Now the market is still getting crazier. Prices are still being adjusted to more find where the market value for EVs are. Lease deals are becoming very attractive. The state that I live in, New Hampshire, isn't eligible for any of these lease deals for some reason. I don't know what it is about this state that makes it difficult. It's not a super EV friendly state, but I digress. So I still have my pre-order. Not sure exactly what my game plan is, but not giving up on my pre-order. But my configuration was essentially what I have here. Forest green. I was between forest green and elk cap. Forest green, I really wanted the Ocean Coast interior with the dark ash. And while the 21-inch wheels give you the best range, looking around, there aren't a lot of options in the aftermarket. So it's going to be more expensive for tire replacements. There are less options in the aftermarket. So I decided I was going to go with the 22-inch. Didn't want to take the range hit of the all-terrains because I'm not going to be doing much true off-roading. Then fast forward to probably September, October of 2023. Rivian says, hey, it's time for you to take your delivery of your configuration. I'm telling them, hey, I'm not ready yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I need more time. They give me more time. They keep emailing and calling, but I'm avoiding their calls, not responding to their emails. They had every right to cancel my reservation, but they didn't, which was awesome. Now, February 2024 comes around, and Rivian sends out an email to all the pre-order holders that, hey, you can no longer get your configuration, but you can get a flat 20% off anything in the shop. So anything that the factory has built that is in our shop, you're welcome to that at 20%, but you cannot configure a vehicle. Thinking, all right, that's good. They just introduced the dual motor, and they had started introducing the standard and standard plus batteries, which I later found out were software locked versions of the standard pack, or not the standard pack, but the large pack, which was their standard at the time. So looking through the configurator, even though I couldn't pick a configuration, gave me the idea of what I wanted. So I configured exactly what I wanted. I could go down to the standard plus battery, which still would give me over 300 miles of range with the 22-inch sport tires. And with the standard plus, you're eligible to also add the performance unlock. I figure I'll splurge a little, get the performance unlock. So with that pricing, being able to go down from a quad motor to a dual motor, being able to go down to a standard pack, took some cost off for me. So then I could then apply my 20% discount and get into an area that I felt comfortable with, that going down in specification was enough for me to overcome some of the depreciation that my Mustang Mach-E was experiencing. And some of it was actual depreciation when you're looking at where they repriced the cars, but it was a bigger gap because I had bought when the prices were higher. Now, I would never pay market adjustment or additional dealer fees. I paid MSRP minus whatever rebates Ford had at the time. But that car has actually gone down in price by a significant amount since when I bought it. So that's my story. I went down to the standard pack, standard plus, performance pack, dual motor, and that was awesome. I don't feel like I gave up anything to do that. For my driving, it's more than enough. So now let's go and test this NACS connector. So I'm not in need of a charge, and I could charge at home, but I'm at 42%, which is giving me a range of 125 miles. But this Tesla charging station's not too far from home. Figured I'd give it a shot just to see, make sure the adapter works, see how the process goes.
In a half mile.
Alright, so we're pulling up to the Mall of New Hampshire. I'm sorry, the mall at Rockingham Park in New Hampshire. I've been to that EA station that's here. In the past, I've not had great luck with that EA station. Sometimes it's not been working, but they recently added some Tesla chargers, so that's what we're going to be trying today. These cables are so short. Let's see if we can actually get into that one. Alright, plug the adapter right in, started flowing. Alright, so we just plugged in. You can see it's climbing 411 miles per hour. We come over here to energy. You can see if you click here, you can change that from miles per hour to kilowatts per hour. And by doing that, it also changes it on the main display. So we're at 168. So even though our charge port is not in the ideal location for the Tesla stations, it's actually still better than my situation would have been in the Ford, whether it was the Mach-E or even people with the F-150 Lightnings, especially the F-150 Lightning, because that thing's so big, where you have to take up an additional parking spot in order to get the cable to reach the charge port location. Here, it's late at night. There's 2 other Teslas at this station, so that wouldn't have been an issue, but just for common courtesy, you know, especially now that we're going into summer, people doing road trips, not having to block 2 spots just to charge. So we're up at 170 right now. I'll take this up to like, we'll go up to, see if it goes any higher. Again, I don't need much of a charge. Just wanted to test the adapter. When I pulled in, the battery was at about 77 degrees. But while it's charging, it's actually not showing the temperature of the battery. 215. We've only been here for a short period of time. We've already added 11 kilowatts. We've added 16 miles with those 11 kilowatts. Alright, that's more than enough. We're back down at 175. I'm going to go ahead and say stop charging. And now I can go take the adapter off. Alright, the battery got nice and warm. We're up at 101 degrees just from charging there for like 10 minutes.